In the rapidly evolving landscape of global clean energy, one question is shaking the boardrooms of billionaires and the war rooms of climate strategists. Can Andrew Forrest truly replace Elon Musk as the next revolutionary force in green energy? At first glance, this might seem like a David versus Goliath moment. Musk, the dominant figure of the electric revolution, with Tesla's EV supremacy and SpaceX's interstellar reach, facing off against Forrest, the Australian iron ore magnate, known more for mining than modern tech. But beneath the surface, a silent energy war is unfolding, one that could redefine the future of our planet and the role billionaires play in it. Andrew Forrest's journey from iron ore titan to green energy evangelist is not just surprising, it's historic. After amassing billions through Fortescue Metals Group, one of the world's top suppliers of iron ore to China, Forrest began to view the climate crisis as both a moral challenge and a business opportunity. His shift wasn't just symbolic. He founded Fortescue Future Industries, FFI, and committed more than $5 billion to green hydrogen production, hoping to position Australia as a renewable energy superpower. And that's just the start. Forrest envisions an ecosystem where massive solar and wind farms in Western Australia power electrolysis plants to split water into hydrogen, which can then be exported or used domestically to fuel transport, power industry, and clean up sectors that batteries can't touch. But can hydrogen really compete with batteries and solar panels? Forrest argues it must. He's not alone. Aviation, steelmaking, long-distance shipping, these sectors need energy-dense fuels that batteries can't currently deliver. Forrest believes green hydrogen is the missing link in the energy transition, and he's investing heavily in infrastructure that can deliver it at scale. In 2022, he announced plans to build the world's largest electrolyzer facility in Queensland, producing gigawatts of clean hydrogen capacity. He's also secured partnerships across Europe, Asia, and the Middle East to create hydrogen corridors that could one day replace fossil fuel supply chains. Elon Musk, on the other hand, remains steadfast in his dismissal of hydrogen, once famously calling it mind-bogglingly stupid. For him, the future lies in batteries, AI, integrated power grids, and solar dominance. Tesla's energy arm is expanding fast, developing grid-scale battery storage, virtual power plants, and integrating AI for energy efficiency. In this vision, decentralization is key. Households and businesses generate and store their own electricity, lessening dependence on centralized grids. Musk's bet is on energy autonomy. Forrest's bet is on systemic industrial change. And therein lies the philosophical divide. The energy battle between Forrest and Musk is about more than just two men. It's about the direction of climate innovation, the shape of future infrastructure, and the influence of wealth on planetary survival. Forrest is deploying his fortune to build real assets, electrolyzer factories, renewable energy hubs, green shipping infrastructure, because he sees climate action as urgent and non-negotiable. He's speaking at the UN, lobbying national governments and driving policy momentum. In contrast, Musk is optimizing for capital efficiency and user adoption. His models appeal to markets, consumers, and investors already familiar with tech disruption. What makes Forrest's model unique is its scale and urgency. He's talking about decarbonizing entire supply chains, moving from mining iron ore to manufacturing zero-carbon steel. He's urging governments to stop funding fossil fuel infrastructure and start subsidizing green hydrogen. He's pressing financial institutions to classify green hydrogen as investable-grade infrastructure, not a speculative fantasy. And he's putting Fortescue's money where his mouth is, redirecting mining revenues into clean energy ventures at an unprecedented pace. Meanwhile, Musk continues to dominate the headlines. Tesla's growing dominance in EVs and stationary batteries makes it the de facto clean energy stock for millions. SpaceX's success keeps his public image charged with futuristic appeal. But critics argue that while Musk has electrified transportation, his impact on heavy industry and global emissions remains limited. Batteries are still challenged by raw material constraints, recycling inefficiencies, and energy density limits. Green hydrogen, if made cheap and scalable, could sidestep many of these bottlenecks. This rivalry is more than economic, it's geopolitical. Australia's vast, sunny landscapes are ideal for solar energy. If Forrest succeeds, Australia could export green molecules the way it currently exports coal and gas. It could become the Saudi Arabia of renewables. The geopolitical clout this energy pivot brings is enormous. Forrest has already signed MOUs with Germany, Japan, and India to explore hydrogen. For exports, he's framing clean energy not just as an environmental imperative, but as a national security and economic resilience strategy. The Forrest-Musk duel also underscores a generational transition in climate capitalism. For decades, fossil fuel billionaires shaped global markets and geopolitics. Today, climate billionaires are stepping up, not only funding innovation, but building and operating infrastructure themselves. They're not just angel investors or philanthropists, they're mission-driven capitalists. Forrest is perhaps the clearest example of this breed: aggressive, impatient, hands-on, and unapologetically ambitious. Critics of Forrest warn that green hydrogen is still expensive, inefficient, and technologically immature. But so were solar panels and lithium batteries a decade ago. Forrest argues that economies of scale and technological breakthroughs will bring costs down if we invest boldly today. He's advocating for a global carbon price, accelerated permitting for renewable projects, and cross-border cooperation to create a global hydrogen economy. His speeches at COP, Davos, and the UN aren't just symbolic, they're rallying cries. So can Andrew Forrest replace Elon Musk in green energy? Perhaps not in the way we traditionally define replacement. Musk owns the space of personal innovation and consumer tech, but Forrest is laying claim to the industrial and geopolitical frontiers of energy. If Musk is building the iPhone of energy, Forrest is laying the fiber optic cables and power lines of the new green economy. Their visions aren't mutually exclusive. They may both be necessary. But in a world that needs rapid decarbonization, diversified solutions, and bold leadership, Forrest's approach might prove more transformative in the next 10 years. This isn't just a tech race, it's a planetary pivot. And Forrest, armed with a miner's grit and a visionary's ambition, may be the unlikely green general to lead it. The war for energy supremacy has just begun, and as climate deadlines loom, we may soon find ourselves looking not to Silicon Valley, but to Western Australia for salvation. Stay tuned, because the billionaire energy war is just heating up.